Have you ever found yourself just completely, like, losing it over something small?
Oh, absolutely.
Like a tiny comment feels huge,
Yeah.
or some little work thing just knocks you off balance.
Right. And you maybe think, well, that's just how I am, but maybe it's pointing to something older, something, deeper.
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
Yeah, we're looking at this really insightful framework from Lise Bourbeau. It's called The Five Wounds of Childhood.
Okay.
And it's all about understanding how these unhealed emotional things from our past kind of echo in our adult lives.
Right.
Our behaviors, relationships, even how we feel about ourselves.
Right. And just to be super clear for you listening, this isn't about blame. It's not about digging up the past to point fingers.
No, not at all. Think of it more like self-discovery, looking inward with some kindness to understand these invisible scars we might be carrying.
Invisible scars. I like that.
Yeah. And the core metaphor Bourbeau uses is pretty simple, actually. Imagine you have an emotional wound, right? It's tender. You'd naturally want to protect it, maybe put on a glove.
Makes sense.
Well, that glove, she calls it a mask, it shields that vulnerability, which feels safer.
Right.
But it also kind of walls off your true self. Our ego basically slaps these masks on whenever it thinks, uh-oh, risk of getting hurt again here.
Got it. So the very first step, the most important one maybe, is just noticing, becoming aware of the mask and the wound it's trying to hide.
Exactly. That awareness is everything. It's where the healing starts.
Okay, so let's maybe walk through these 5 wounds she talks about. What's the first one?
First up is the wound of rejection. This is that really deep feeling of, well, not being wanted, like you're somehow a burden. It often starts very, very early on.
That sounds painful. And what mask comes with that?
That generates the withdrawer mask. The strategy becomes essentially, if I pull back, I can't be rejected.
So in adult life, that might look like avoiding social stuff.
Yeah, or not putting yourself out there for things you want, like a job. Maybe even preferring to be alone because connection feels too risky.
And healing that, what does that involve?
It's about consciously choosing to show up for yourself, even with that fear. Taking small risks, maybe, like sharing a real opinion with someone safe. It helps rewire that fear.
Okay, rejection. What often comes up alongside that?
Often related is the wound of abandonment. This tends to crop up if there wasn't consistent emotional support or maybe a sudden separation from a caregiver. The core fear becomes loneliness.
That intense fear of being alone.
Right. And that leads to the dependent mask. Someone wearing this might cling to others, constantly needing reassurance.
Like their value depends on someone else's approval.
Exactly. And ironically, sometimes that fear of being abandoned can actually make them push people away first. It's a protection thing.
Wild. So healing involves building your own inner foundation.
Precisely. Getting comfortable with your own company. Maybe setting and achieving a small goal all on your own just to prove to yourself you can.
Okay. What's next on the list?
Then there's the wound of humiliation. This comes from experiences of deep shame or ridicule, maybe from someone really critical. It's more than just guilt. It's feeling fundamentally flawed or wrong.
And the mask for this one is interesting, right? The masochist.
Yeah, it's paradoxical. To sort of manage that deep shame, the person might unconsciously find ways to take on guilt or burden.
Like overcommitting, taking on too much.
Exactly. Neglecting their own needs, maybe tolerating poor treatment because deep down they feel they deserve it, or it prevents judgment, they fear more. It can lead to serious burnout.
Wow. So healing here is about
letting go of that shame, forgiving others, but crucially, forgiving yourself and boundaries. Learning to say no is huge for honoring your own needs.
Makes sense. Okay, 4th wound.
Betrayal. This happens when trust is broken, usually by a key caregiver early on. The lesson learned is I can't rely on others.
Which leads to needing control.
Totally. That's the controller mask. This person might micromanage everything, find it really hard to delegate, and struggle with vulnerability.
Always on alert for signs of being let down again.
You got it. Trust has to be constantly earned, constantly proven. It's like their brain is trying to protect them by being hypervigilant.
So healing means letting go a bit.
Yeah, embracing vulnerability even when it feels scary. Consciously practicing letting go of control in small ways. Maybe delegating something minor to someone you trust.
Okay, one more. Injustice.
The wound of injustice. This sparks when a child feels unfairly treated or like they have to meet impossibly high standards, often from someone important.
Like love feels conditional on performance.
Exactly. You learn that your real self isn't okay. You have to earn acceptance. This creates the rigid mask.
The perfectionist.
Often, yes. The high achiever who might suppress their emotions, seem a bit cold or overly optimistic, hiding a lot of sensitivity underneath. That constant pressure is exhausting.
Right. Discipline is good, but not when it's crushing you.
Precisely. So healing involves softening that rigidity. Practicing self-compassion, learning to accept imperfection, maybe seeing criticism as feedback, not failure.
Even just allowing one small mistake in your day without beating yourself up.
Okay, great start, yeah.
So these 5 wounds, it's a lot to take in, but it feels like a useful map,
It really is. And remember, these masks weren't created maliciously. They were survival tools. Your ego's best attempt to protect a really vulnerable part of you when you most needed it.
That's key. You are not the wound.
Absolutely not. You're the one who got through it. And the path forward really starts with that awareness we talked about and a good dose of self-compassion.
Gently starting to see the masks, understand why they're there, and maybe slowly start to peel them back to find what's underneath.
Exactly. It's a journey, for sure. But it really speaks to how resilient we are as humans, doesn't it?
It really does.
And maybe the most powerful thought is this. With that awareness and kindness towards yourself, these very wounds, the things that cause suffering, can actually transform. They can become sources of wisdom, maybe even your greatest strengths like empathy or resilience or a unique way of seeing the world. Your most authentic gift, really.